So, music videos.
Yes.
Right? You've been in numerous music videos.
Yes.
Right? And as I mentioned, like Free A, you know, We Love Hip Hop alumni like Jason Pax, Billy Burns, and a list of others. So let's go through a list of music videos that you've appeared in first.
Okay. Yeah, we did the Free A video. I did Billy Burns' video. I did a video for Pax. I did a video for this other guy. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name right now. I have to go through all my content on my Instagram. That's basically how I keep up with all my work. But yeah, I've done a few.
You know, one thing I always want to know when it comes to videos, right? And I've asked this a few times when it comes to interviews that we've done with like the video directors. We had a video director roundtable.
Okay.
And some of the questions I asked them was like, how much of the behind the scenes is capping compared to like real life?
I don't, what you mean?
Like, you know, we're talking about people having like all kinds of crazy cars and all types of shit that aren't really in the music videos or like that they don't really have in real life. What percentage of it do you think is capping?
Well, all I know is what I've been around is not capped. Like everything you see is everything. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's only certain men out there who have the budget to hire 10 bitches for a video. You get what I'm saying? And there's only certain people who can do those things. And I've been on sets. I've been on all types of sets where, you know, trust me, it's everything's kosher.
Yeah.
Everything's very kosher. I have not had a bad experience. I probably had one bad experience on a set, and it wasn't even really my problem. But like, I've always been on good sets. Everything is everything. I'm like a princess. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I get what I want. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like, and like I said, it's like I'm working with people who are doing their thing for real. You know what I mean? So these are not even discussions. Like, we know what's going on already, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, not for the ones that, you know, the We Love Hip Hop alumni, of course.
Okay.
Hashtag RNS, only real niggas, you know what I'm saying? However, you know what I mean? I'm for the plethora of videos.
Oh, yeah,
I've
heard horror stories.
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories where girls are going to the shoot and there's arguments about money and all this stuff. And like, because you got to understand, not all of us have managers. Most of us are self-managed. You get what I'm saying? So how girls go about taking their payment is like a whole nother story, right? So like, there's been issues with that. There's been issues where, you know, people aren't respectful on set. There's been all types of stuff. But to be honest, from my experience, I've been okay. Yeah. But yeah, I've had like really good experiences on set. You know, it's always fun. Like, I always have a good ass time. Yeah. Like, I'm a vibe in myself, so you know.
And you know, one of the directors in that interview, he was like, I asked him like, are men smashing things behind the scene? And he was like, yes. And I was shocked. You know, but is that true? Like, men are knocking down a lot of these girls behind the scene?
Well, because some of these, that's their form of payment. You know?
What?
You know, like
Dick?
these girls, like some girls are okay with that. You know what I mean? Some girls are not okay with getting paid. Yeah.
Dick is currency now?
Let me tell you something about bitches, okay? And I'm saying bitches because these are the people who ruin it for everybody else, okay? There's people who just want to get next to a nigga.
Okay.
There's bitches who just want to say, I fuck that nigga.
Clout.
Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not about the money for them.
Yeah.
It's about getting next to the nigga. It's not about, you know? And that's where those lines are blurred. Because girls will just to be on the set and just to chill out and take videos for Snapchat. Wow. Like, that's what, like, there's people like that. And and the fucked up thing is people don't think that, like, people think it's a joke when you say, like, no, this is what's really going on. And it's not a joke. Like, this is exactly what, like, I've seen it. Like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's not new. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's actually crazy.
I did not realize that.
But yeah, no, they just want to be next. It's a clout thing. It's a clout thing. Long story short, it's just clout. It's not about money for them.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier, like, square jobs. What's the squarest job you ever had?
I used to do insurance damage claims for a rental car company. It was like based out of this law firm in Mississauga, and like we had like 3 major clients. It was like Hertz, $1.50, Avis Budget, and the 407. And I used to get the money, and you know, if they got sued, they got sued. That was like the squarish job I worked. Did really good in that job too. I made those motherfuckers a lot of money. But yeah, that was like the squarish job that I worked. Everything that I did was out of an office. I was always in an office. I wasn't really into like, you couldn't put me in that like, work at Old Navy. You know? Like, I don't like talking to people about stuff like that. I would be like, yo, we go and get this paid. Let me talk to your lawyer, whatever. Like, that's what I did. I didn't want to do that, but that's the square shop that I worked.
Yeah. And you know, like you mentioned, or like I heard in an interview, like you have a daughter.
Yes.
Right? Do you think like when you had your daughter, like what started to change in your life when that happened?
You know what? It was like, it was a very, very, very awkward experience because I wasn't ready for all of that. And it's dope, like, you know, but like after having her, like, not a lot about me changed.
Right.
I didn't give a fuck about working no regular job. I was ready to get back to it, like, you know. I didn't like, and you know, maybe people might look at me as like a bad person for saying that, but like I would like, they're just the direction my life was going in, I had to let it go in that direction. You know, my daughter doesn't know anything about what I do for a living.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm working on me, and I feel like the only way I'm gonna be a good parent to her is if I work on myself. Yeah. And sometimes people don't understand, like, when you have kids young and shit, everybody has a choice, right? Right. My choice, when I knew I was making certain decisions, I just decided the best thing for me to do was work on myself, and, you know, and be able to be with her that way. I didn't want her to see me going through what I was going through. I mean, I was in the streets. Like, what can I can't really want to expose a kid to that. Yeah. You know? So, yeah, like, what changed is that I didn't want her to go through things that I went through as a kid. So, I made sure it didn't.